Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with a Screenwriter's Rant on The Banishing. Another horror movie. Yes, Joan. A horror movie from Shudder. These guys crank them out. And this is nice. It's a period piece. I like the period piece horror movies because, yeah, it gives them a certain validity because of their age, right? And, you can get rid of all the technology, which is very helpful. You're not sitting in the movie going, why don't they just use their smartphones to call somebody? Right, Joan? Okay. You can be up front. God, I don't know why I bothered to even put you there anymore. So this is about a family that's reunited. I'm not sure why, but he seems to be some sort of pastor. This is his wife and kid, or maybe their brother and sister. I don't think so. But they live in this massive house that they moved into. They're very religious. All seems very happy, but there's weird, ghostly things happening. And slowly but surely, of course, the little girl hears it all first, because that's never happened before. And she's seeing all kinds of stuff. They play this little game. It's a little like red light, green light. And then she disappears, and the mother looks back, and she's gone. From the director of Creep, which I haven't seen. So the priests are worried, or the pastors are worried. I'm not sure what they are. They look like priests. But there's another guy in town who knows the deal, knows the terrible things that happened in this house. And sure enough, things start happening. And she turns off the lights and that's pretty crazy. Hooded guys. So I guess it's some sort of cult that live there. Banish your faith, and they did unspeakable things, and this guy somehow knows about it, and this other priest, I think he knows, but he doesn't want to do anything. And then I guess there's an exorcism, and there she is in the basement. It's pretty scary. Pretty scary trailer, actually. Streaming on Shudder. Looks good. Banishing. Ooh, they got the upside down cross and the logo. This has got everything going for it. Haunted house horror movie it's built at. Pretty classic setup, right? It's like Amityville Horror, only it takes place in, I guess that'd be the early 1900s, somewhere around I'm going to say like 1920s, maybe a little earlier, maybe right after World War I. Maybe that's why they're reunited. And it's some sort of cult, which is about right for the time. See, if you did this movie in the modern day, it wouldn't be as scary, I think. I think it's scarier because these people, the characters have less. They don't have the phones, they don't have the technology, they don't have the cameras. They just relying on their eyes and what's happening. They're simple people facing a very supernatural force that they don't have a lot of wherewithal. The opposite's actually kind of true when you think about it. People of that era were more self-sufficient. So they would have been like, what are you doing in my house? I'm getting my gun. Whereas I think people now are more weak. They'd be like, ooh, I'm gonna Facebook Live. Someone help me. So, yeah, I could see The Banishing being a good flick. So, like, the first act, here's a scene where he finds these books, and they're Bibles, and there's all sorts of horrible things done to them. I don't know. It's scary. Here he is walking around with a flashlight, and yeah. So, first act, of course, is they move into the house, and it's also great. It's a wonderful house. How did we get it for such little money? Little girl's there, and wife's there, and the husband goes off to do church stuff, I guess, and that's the other thing too. I think a lot of reasons you see a lot of modern day or a lot of period pieces now is you don't have to deal with the woke nonsense, right? Like the woke people can't look at this and go, well, there's not enough people of color, and where are the trans people? It's in the 20s, dude. Like. So that's not really going to be a factor. It's harder to complain about that. So the second act, strange stuff starts to happen, and slowly the little girl You know, she sees Stranger and Stranger Things. She says weird stuff to her mother. She's like, "Why are you saying that?" "Oh, I've seen Danny. I've seen Danny Red Robe." It's a different movie. So, man, it just gets weirder and weirder, and maybe she disappears, and then the husband gets involved, and he tells her, "Oh, you're being hysterical, dear. There's not an evil ghost here trying to kill us," and of course there is. And by the third act, it's just chaos. It's just the ghost is like actively trying to kill everybody. Maybe it's killed one of them or made them disappear, and they have to banish the ghost or the spirits or whatever. So they finally do, and then they either escape. You know, it's possible they all die. You know, it is a horror movie, but I don't think it would end that way. No, I think it would probably end with. I think usually in these types of movies, the only people who are going to die, I think that older priest will die, if he's a priest. I think he might be from a different religion. I think he probably dies. Because, see, he didn't believe in the beginning, and the other guy accused him of letting those people move into a house that he knew was haunted. So that's usually a movie indication that he deserves to die, quote unquote, right? You got to have a justification for characters who die, and then the audience doesn't feel that bad. Like, well, he let him move into that house. Hey, what are you gonna do? So it's sort of the, you know, it's not the physics, but the just desserts of certain characters in a movie. But The Banishing is on Shudder now, I guess, and I would totally watch this. Yeah. Looks good. I'll give it a little bit of an upvote. Check it out. The Banishing.